Weird. We're the movie weirdos.
Yeah, that's us.
The movie weirdos. We are here to talk about movies of all sorts, news, reviews, top 5 battles, actor spotlights.
Put that take in the bucket.
Fuck it. I'm Jake.
I'm Gozie.
And
I'm Pregnant Brittany.
Pregnant Brittany. Special guest, our first guest on the movie weirdos. So let's hop right on in.
And who is she again?
Pregnant Brittany. My wife.
My wife!
But yeah, let's get right into it. Let's talk about some box office.
Leading for the second week in a row, while shattering records left and right. It
is now, well, not only has it broken, obviously it was the biggest horror movie opening, but it's
September opening.
It is now, I believe, the second highest grossing horror movie ever. I don't think
It's the second highest grossing R-rated movie ever, too, behind Deadpool.
Oh.
Really?
Yep. Deadpool made that.
I thought that made $800 million, and it hasn't gone that far yet.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's second to Deadpool.
Gotcha. Okay. But yeah, I don't think it'll beat The Exorcist box office because that was a phenomenon back in the 70s. So.
Yeah, and you're not going to be able to... When you count all that against each other, you adjust for inflation and that.
And they always bring The Exorcist back and probably makes money when they bring it back to theaters. But
yeah.
Were you, I guess, did you expect Mother to make as little as it did?
No. Well, actually, I lied. Yes. Because the critics loved it. Well, I don't know if they loved it, but it got fairly decent reviews as far
as... For the most part.
As far as what this movie is going to get for reviews.
Yeah.
As opposed to the audience side, it's getting raked over, and people are not happy.
Yeah.
People do not like it. People are, not happy about it.
Well, yeah, it seems like the main thing is that they were advertising it as basically more of a horror movie than it is. Or it's really not a horror movie.
Basically, the way I heard it summed up is it's just a bunch of tracking shots of Jennifer Lawrence walking through circles through the house.
Yeah, you see
basically
you see the back of her head is what I read in a review for most of the movie.
So if you want to spend 2 hours just watching the back of Jennifer Lawrence's head, this I guess is a movie for you.
Yeah.
Which makes me sad because I love Daren Aronofsky. So I'll probably still see it.
Because it was third, correct? What was number 2?
Number 2 was American Assassin, Michael Keaton and somebody.
Dylan O'Brien. He was in that Maze Runner.
Okay.
Yeah, young adult, adaptation movie. So.
And that, I believe, did really well for how assassin movies do.
Yeah.
I mean, it made 14.8 mil. That's quite a bit.
Yeah. It's obviously still got smashed by it.
Yeah, but if you take it away, it dominated everything else.
How many times are we going to say it?
What's it?
What's it? Were you surprised at all, Brittany, by these box office?
No.
Yeah.
When I saw the first preview for Mother, I thought it looked pretty crappy. And then I saw the second preview when we went and saw that preview, and that made me like it a little bit more. I'm like, maybe I would like this movie. But now I'm gonna, from what I'm hearing from you guys, I'm gonna go back to my original thought that it's crap.
It's basically, if you like, I've heard if you enjoy filmmaking and the overall process, then there's things in this movie to
You'll
enjoy.
Appreciate.
And obviously the entire movie, there's,
That's not what 99% of people are watching a movie for.
Yeah.
They're watching for entertainment. Doesn't sound like this movie entertains.
No. what I hear.
Sounds like it leaves you just utterly confused.
A lot of questions. So, what was number 4 at the box office?
Number 4 is Home Again, starring Reese Witherspoon as a divorcee who has 3 younger men move into her house and be roommates. And I think she kind of uses all 3 of them as one boyfriend.
You know.
It's doing well.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a Reese Witherspoon vehicle. The previews to me made it seem like...
Because it's like a comedy, right?
It's like but it's got the drama-y...
So like a rom-com, kind of? Do you think she picks one at the end?
Or she gets none of them.
See, I don't know. It did seem pretty heartfelt, though, the previews.
Okay.
So, I don't know. I trust Reese Witherspoon, though. She's pretty awesome.
She's a good actress. What was number 5?
Hitman's Bodyguard hangs in there.
Yeah.
Ryan Reynolds and Sam Jackson will not go away.
Yeah, that movie made way more movie than anyone anticipated.
It made way more movie. Yes, it definitely did. I don't think anyone expected it to be as movie as it was.
As movie as it was. Movie magic?
No.
But,
no, like, see, that's why I might like Mother, because I like movie magic!
There we go.
But, you know, I don't know.
Well, yeah, do you think because the box office, basically for almost all of August, was in a pretty sad state of affairs, that's obviously probably why the Hitman's Bodyguard did so well, and then...
Oh, yeah. Well, but what confuses me with all that is I still don't understand why Logan Lucky did so bad, because it was a really good movie. But that's neither here nor there for this conversation.
Yeah. So, yeah, it came out at a perfect time to just basically seize the box office, and then it's going to... But do you think it's going to get beat this weekend? Because what do we got coming out?
We have the sequel to Kingsman, The Golden Circle. And then we have the Lego Ninjago movie.
Ninjago.
And then the Steve Carell, Emma Stone-led Battle of the Sexes about the tennis thing with Billie Jean King and some other dude.
John McEnroe?
No.
I'm thinking of something.
Briggs, something. I don't know.
I don't know tennis, so I don't know.
I don't either, but it's got a really strong cast. It's a comedy, drama. It's probably going to be pretty good. Steve Carell looks... Well, and Emma Stone, honestly, both look ridiculous. But both people they're portraying looked ridiculous at the time.
Yeah, it was
in the
80s. So
yeah.
What can you say about that?
I think it was 79, actually.
Okay.
Well, I mean, that's still like, you're getting the crossover.
You had the giant glasses.
Yep,
and
Emma Stone's rocking those, and it looks awkward.
You know, all the weird aerobic stuff was starting to come out, so everyone was dressed weird.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then we have, the Jake Gyllenhaal movie.
Oh, yeah, Stronger, where he plays the amputee real-life character from the Boston Marathon.
Bombing, yeah.
Where he lost
both his legs.
Both of his legs.
Yeah.
Because
there's some controversy around this movie.
Controversy? Because they didn't pick a real amputee to be in the movie?
Yep. But the actual guy was involved, was he not?
Yes, he was. Because I saw him on The Tonight Show this past week, and they talked about it. So,
because me personally, if I was that guy and it was like, Jake Gyllenhaal wants to play you, I'd be like, oh, sweet. Sweet. Jake Gyllenhaal's going to play me.
Yeah.
Because I know he's a talented dude who will actually take the time to nail the part. Because I bet he does a phenomenal job.
I bet
he's
so.
He's a great actor.
It's probably a really good movie. But one I wouldn't see in theaters.
No.
I'd wait on that one.
Yeah.
Those really aren't my cup of tea movies, to be honest.
Yeah.
Feel-good stories. They make me cry too much. They do.
Yeah. So I guess overall predictions. How much money do you think Kingsman will actually make this weekend?
I
don't remember what the first one made. I feel like it didn't make
not initially, but word of mouth.
It hung in there for a long while.
Because word of mouth spread that real well.
Yeah.
Because I know when I saw it, I couldn't stop talking about it because it was
way better than expected.
Not what I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, and the so far the reviews started to come in today, and
it's overall
pretty good. They're saying it's not as good as the first one.
That's to
but,
be expected because what sequel is better than the original?
They basically say this one's like way more over the top, kind of just more action,
which is
stuff.
weird to think of because the first one was definitely over the top.
Over the top.
Yep.
Yeah.
But what's great is, to me, it's like Wanted because it is based off of a comic to where they can go over the top because it's not actually set in the real world.
Yeah. And I think that main kid's gonna be a star.
Yeah.
I was sad when he lost out the Han Solo gig because I was really hoping for that. It'd be kind of cool if in like a decade he takes on James Bond.
Yeah, that's true.
That'd be cool. He is Brit.
He's a Brit.
Yeah.
And he's definitely, he plays spy right now.
Yeah, why not keep playing a spy? And the Lego Ninjago movie. Well, obviously
It'll
gonna
do really well.
It
may win the box office just because the
This is
adults
true.
that want to see Kingsman that have kids will have to go to both movies
because it's another rated R movie coming out. So you're gonna have these two big rated R movies, and then basically
the children's
PG movie. So
yeah,
Lego Ninjago movie will probably make pretty good bank.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna make a lot of money, and it's a Lego movie. So.
It's a Lego movie, big international money too. With Ninjago, it'll do well, and because Jackie Chan lends voices, so I bet it's going to do really well in China and international markets because of the more diverse cast. So, yeah, all right. So that's about it for the box office.
Yeah.
Does Jackie Chan play himself?
I don't know. I just saw him doing like a promo for it.
Okay.
So I don't know who he plays in the movie.
He probably plays like the training person,
he probably
ninja.
plays the master or something. I don't know. Who knows? So moving on into some general news now. General news.
We'll start with the Star Wars.
Star Wars. All right. So obviously, huge Star Wars news this week. Internet was livid. About half and half.
Why can't I think of the guy's name?
J.J. Abrams.
No, the Jurassic World director.
Colin Trevorrow.
Colin Trevorrow's out.
He was canned.
J.J.
Sacked.
Abrams is in.
J.J. Abrams hired.
How do you feel?
How do you feel, Jake?
I feel just fine about this decision. I feel like I myself really enjoy The Force Awakens. I think it was everything it needed to be. And I feel like J.J. Abrams is a really good director.
Yeah.
I feel like he was a little rushed to make The Force Awakens, and he had to make a safe movie.
Yeah.
Where this one, it's following off the heels of whatever The Last Jedi is. And I feel like he can do some stuff that he wasn't able to do with The Force Awakens. He can try out some other... He did a lot of... People say The Force Awakens is a remake, but what did he do? He, invented all these new characters, gave people a great new female character. We have, the story of Finn, a defective stormtrooper. That's never been seen in, Star Wars before.
Mm-hmm.
And you have Kylo Ren, who's actually he is a weak-minded villain, basically, because he's going through a struggle. So I think with all these key components, I think J.J. Abrams can make and close out a really good trilogy. What do you think?
I'm afraid of a Return of the Jedi hangover to where he, let's say, was it Rian Johnson? Rian Johnson?
Rian Johnson.
Sorry, he spells it R-I-A-N-N or something like that.
R-I-A-N, I think.
Whatever. Yeah. That's a weird way to spell your name, but you didn't spell it. Your parents did, so that's on them. If he goes like what it keeps being said, and whoever wrote the script is that it's going to be a darker take. It's going to be more Empire Strikes Back style. Mm-hmm. Is JJ going to try and bring it back lighter again.
I feel
Because he honestly, that's what he's good at. I don't know if I've really seen anything where he's done anything really that's like, I don't want to say gritty because that's not the word I'm thinking of, but that's the word I'm going to use.
no, he's very much in the vein of Steven Spielberg, I would say.
Yes.
So that
Very
he was
pleasing.
he's basically, makes very similar movies to Steven Spielberg is the thing. So I feel like that works for Star Wars.
But it depends. I think it depends on what route the second movie takes. Because if it really actually goes darker, and let's say Kylo Ren really turns into like, wow, that dude's a psychopath, or like Luke is legitimately like, yeah, there can't be no Jedis. Like, I'm a kid. Like, I see, boom, like, maybe he twists and turns a little bit in this movie. I could see, but like, I don't want JJ to just come in and then make like a Force Awakens Part 2.
Yeah. What do you think, Brittany?
Okay. First off, I like the idea that they were going to have a different director for each movie in the trilogy. I thought that was I don't know. That would have
No, I agree.
Nice.
Especially that guy, just because I like I guess one movie I know.
Yeah. Get like a different take from each person, and how would you do a Star Wars movie? But I don't know. It's okay. I mean, like, either way, I'm gonna watch it. Jake's gonna watch it. Everyone's gonna watch it.
It's Star Wars. We watched the first 3 episodes. Nothing can go worse than that. So.
But overall, I think it'll turn out good, and I think he can do dark. I have faith.
Yeah.
I feel like it's gonna be dark in the beginning, and he'll have to transition.
He helped co-create the TV show Fringe, and that had some dark. It was, kind of Twilight, kind of like X-Files-ish.
But he's always gonna have those moments that are super lighthearted and like take your mind off of it.
A little cheesy. He'll throw in.
He'll throw in the relief.
He could throw in some good comedic moments. Obviously, like with his Star Trek movies. But
at times it hits a point where it's like, okay, Kirk, shut the fuck up. Or the doctor guy, like, why is every line he have some sort of a complainy pun about the situation they're in? It's never, he does not do it. He does not talk about anything other than complain about the situation he's in.
Yeah. Because
I don't know what my point of all my rant right there was.
Yeah, I don't think J.J. Abrams wrote those Star Trek movies though.
Is he going to write this third movie?
He is writing it, co-writing it with a guy, Chris Terrio, which the worrisome thing is this guy wrote Batman vs. Superman.
Ooh.
But on the plus side, he also wrote Argo.
Well, and both those, wouldn't those have been co-writes also? One with Zack Snyder and one with...
Yeah. Basically co-wrote with the director.
So then... Exactly with how you explain that, he takes the identity of whatever director he's working with, and he fleshes out their ideas.
Yeah,
their
basically
style.
Makes a shootable script, probably.
So he probably takes what they tell him.
Yeah.
Like they do outlines, and he actually hammers out the dialogue and whatnot.
Probably.
And then whoever the main name gets the final overview. But... Because who wrote the second one? Did
Rian Johnson wrote it by himself?
Man, see, and he did Looper, which it's like, I look at Looper, I'm like, I don't think J.J. Abrams could make a movie like Looper, because I think it would turn out like Surrogates, if you've ever seen that Bruce Willis vehicle.
No, I haven't.
Oh, don't waste your time. It's fucking awful. Because they're people, and then they have surrogates, so they have android versions of themselves.
I think I remember seeing a preview for it. Yeah,
it's really bad.
Because the thing is, because basically J.J. Abrams, I think, might have had. He is semi a producer on The Last Jedi. I think he definitely had maybe some input into it.
Well, but probably because I think he's overall in charge of this trilogy. Like he's
yeah, with Kathleen Kennedy overarching everyone. But because I remember there was an article saying when Rian Johnson was done with the script and turned it in, he was like, "Oh man, I should have directed this movie," because he was super excited about
Yeah,
that
no,
script.
and that's what, and then all the actors immediately were like, "Holy shit! Like this is gonna be,"
Yeah.
which that terrifies me because it's if he himself like I want to know why he didn't, or if he did get the offer to direct a third one, why he didn't accept it.
Oh, Rian Johnson, yeah. The rumor is that he turned it down. He was
Well, I would imagine that
he was their
the
initial,
logical go would
yeah,
be
yeah.
to go with him just because
to
continuity.
continue it. But his reasoning was basically he just wants to sit back now and just see Star Wars as a fan now. I think probably just working on, he wrote
He's
this
been
movie
working
himself.
on it.
He's been working on it
3-4 years now.
basically.
If he's been writing it,
he had to start writing it while
Force Awakens
was
because
being
they
made
started filming
right away.
right
And
away
basically
because
like 2013, I think.
because on the Blu-ray they had them shooting the first scene of the Jesus.
So it's crazy.
Well, bravo to Brian Johnson's becoming my hero more and more every day.
Yeah. He's a cool dude because at Star Wars Celebration, everyone that was standing in line for the main panel, they were sleeping overnight. He came in and just hung out and signed autographs with everyone for 4 or 5 hours.
Jesus.
Because he felt bad that they were all standing in line to come see a panel on his movie.
Damn.
So, he's a real down-hearted guy. Or I feel like J.J. Abrams, he might be a little bit of a dick because he's a big-time director. It has a little bit of an ego. But he gets things done, is the thing. He's going to get this thing done without problems. It'll be well-directed. Boom.
Boom, boom.
So, moving on. What is some other big news this week? El Gozie.
We saw the first preview for the Alexander's new paint.
The Alexander New Pains.
Put that take in the bucket. This past week we saw the first preview for Alexander Payne's new movie, Downsizing, starring Matt Damon and Kristen Wiig. And it's Alexander Payne is a Omaha boy, went to Creighton Prep.
Fellow Nebraskan.
He's the one who discovered Chris Klein and gave him a Hollywood career from Election. If you've never seen it, he's in the American Pie movies too. He's the jock.
Reese Witherspoon's in Election.
Yep. Okay. Matthew Broderick. Great movie if you've never seen it. Anyway, his new movie, Downsizing. Basic premise is in the future, overpopulation, pollution, everything. The way scientists decided to solve it was shrink everyone down to, I think they're only like,
they're not very big.
They're like inches big, I think, like 8 inches.
About the size of are they? I thought
or 5,
it looked
6
like
inches.
they were about an army man size.
They're stupid small.
Yeah.
But what's crazy is when they shrink down, in the preview, you see he's in the bank or wherever they're at, and there's oh, you have this much money, and that's well, when you shrink down, they became millionaires because their money became more because everything's smaller, so things don't cost as much. So they're all shrunk, living the high life. I'm imagining some shit's gonna go down. Matt Damon and Kristen Wiig will probably have some dramatic
falling out or something.
Falling out, and then it'll be all sad, and then they'll reunite and probably figure out a way to get big again.
Because the other thing was that the shrinking is permanent. So that's the other thing. So it's a life-changing decision.
You can't go back. And the reason that is because they're assuming everyone will eventually do it, and then whoever doesn't will die, and it won't matter.
So someone who hasn't seen the trailer yet, from just us describing the movie, would this be something you'd be interested and would see?
Maybe not in the theaters, but I'd see it eventually.
Yeah. It's got Matt Damon. Matt Damon's a hell of an actor.
Yeah. But it sounds really
Matt
weird.
Damon!
It just sounds, I don't know, very interesting. It's a completely new concept. I can't tell if it's going to be a good movie or not.
I remember when I first heard the idea. What were you going to say? Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
No, because I'm going to go into a story, so
Okay.
get your point in.
I'm just interested to see, like, basically, in like this like universe of the movie, are the very rich and elite people downsizing, or are they staying normal size, and you're having just a bunch of poor people and middle class people downsizing? So then basically, what is the structure of society going to be?
Man, you've got me curious to find out if that's even addressed in this movie, or if it's purely just more personal, down to like in a vacuum style thing, as opposed to like the effect of it actually on the whole universe of that.
You're gonna have basically two different worlds. Like,
if
you
have our world.
Buy a sandwich from someone, you have to go to a place that hired a bunch of other small, tiny people to make these tiny sandwiches for you.
Well, yeah, because they have communities and stuff.
They basically have these,
and like even in the real world, they have, like, at least in the preview in the bus, this half of the bus was normal seats, and then this half was like stacks of little boxes, and then all the little people had seats and stuff. Sounds
you
crazy.
have to make sure to, like, do we have a mechanic? Do we have? You got to check all this.
Well, yeah, I'm sure that the scientists are thinking that through. I mean, in this movie, it is scientists trying to solve the problem of us losing the Earth. So I feel like that'd be pretty high on their checklist.
Mm-hmm.
We need important people with actual skills. We don't need all the stoners like, oh, could you imagine how much this bud would last if we were like this big? Oh my God, it'd be bigger than us.
Oh, I know, that's what you thought about.
But
I was like, those would really be trees then. That'd be
and
glorious.
I guess before you get into your story, would it be terrifying to be that tiny, like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids?
Yeah.
Like giant bugs, things like that. What
crazy.
Happens if it rains?
Giant raindrops, bro.
Crazy. Yeah.
It's an intense thing to think about.
I'll check it out.
And squash.
I don't know. Yeah, so I'm interested to see it. But I think you have an
Unless
interesting...
some kid comes up to you with a magnifying glass.
Oh my gosh. I don't think you're just freely, willy-nilly just live, like, I don't think you live next, like, you don't live in a tiny house on the curb in front of, like, your little city's not in, like, someone's yard, like you.
You're not living the life of an ant on the sidewalk.
Oh my gosh. It's got my little cabin on the sidewalk.
Yeah, you know. All right.
That'd be pretty great. But I do have a great story, because I do remember the first time I heard the premise of this movie. I was told of it by Alexander Payne himself. Because he actually came to the house I was living in at the time and did a location scouting event. And he played with my dog and thought my dog was awesome. He played fetch with him for like 10 minutes while his photographer took photos.
That's awesome.
It was pretty great. He seemed like a pretty cool dude. Didn't seem like an ass.
Yeah.
He was pretty chill. I mean...
Did he show up in a station wagon? I've heard he's a collector of vintage station wagons.
No, they had like a rental car, like a Escape or something.
Okay.
But yeah, no. So yeah, that was cool. I got to meet him. They didn't choose my house, sadly. I was really bummed out.
They opened the door and saw you there and were like, yeah, we can't film
No,
this
it was
movie
great.
there.
No, because like when I did it, our landlord came because he also is like a contractor, so he does remodelings and stuff. And like the whole time, like they're looking through stuff, and like Alexander's like, yeah, it'd be cool like if this was open, because then we could do the camera through here. Like this would be a cool kitchen. He's like, oh yeah, I'm a contractor. Like we could take this wall out. We could do this. We could remodel this whole thing for you. Like he was trying hard to get him in there.
Well, I'm sure that's money. That's money for him.
Well,
and just the recognition of
you'd go see the movie and be
there.
like, see that kitchen? I built that kitchen.
Yeah.
No one would believe him.
Or to sell the house, you could say a movie was shot here, stuff like that.
Because they did film, I think it was like 48th, 49th in California. They filmed at Creighton Prep. And I think Omaha Steaks.
Okay. Was that all the Omaha shooting they did?
Yep.
Okay, so I'm guessing a lot of it, obviously.
I remember there were stories because, like, I lived kind of by Midtown at the time, and after they would shoot, like, some of the crew and Payne would go out to the bars in Midtown, and, like, you could go get drunk with Alexander Payne. Matt Damon never came out.
Mm-hmm.
He's frequented Nebraska a few times, though.
Yeah, he's been here quite a few times.
Mainly Lincoln, but...
Yeah, I think he's a Husker fan, isn't he?
Well, because I think his nephew...
Somebody went here.
Yeah, he took them on a visit here, so then I don't know if he ended up going to Nebraska or not, but... So that's why he said it, and he enjoyed it. I think he enjoyed himself here, so... Yeah. And and then I guess to end our news segment this week, we'll talk about the sad passing of a fine.
Oh, did you not? Well, we can. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you in this, but we do have one more thing to talk about.
One more thing. So one more news, but I guess
this is news too.
This is news. So we'll talk about passing away of fine veteran actor Harry Dean Stanton.
Harry Dean Stanton.
Yeah.
Legendary. Like, holy shit, he's in so many movies. Like, he was the dad in Pretty in Pink.
He was an alien.
He was an alien. He was also, more recently, he was in, like, Alpha Dog. He was in Big Love, the TV show, for quite a while. I mean, 39 episodes or something like that. That's quite a long arc.
He made a brief appearance in, I think, The Avengers. He was
he was a security guard. He was in The Green Mile. He was Toot Toot.
Sorry.
No, that's his name. Like, he's awesome in that movie. But just really solid actor. I don't think he really ever had any lead roles, really. No. Like, maybe some small stuff, but his IMDb page, his acting page, has got 199 titles to it. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, he's done a lot of things. So
going all the way back to, like, the 60s, I think.
Yeah, so
50s, 60s.
Pretty much he's had a long acting career. He stuck with it, and, it probably never bugged him that he wasn't a lead, because he's still got to be in all these movies.
Hell yeah.
Still made bank, man.
Yeah, exactly. So.
So Harry Dean Stanton.
Sad to hear that news, but he was a great actor. So check out some of his movies he's been in, and appreciate his fine work.
Look it up.
Yeah.
Check him out. He's a good dude.
All right.
Enjoyed him.
So what's this last news bit that I forgot?
This last news, well, in the past couple weeks, we've had some information come out about the Blumhouse production of Halloween.
Oh, forgot about that.
Which is going to be a direct sequel to Halloween 1 and 2, so we can scrap 3 through fucking 20, because those were all garbage.
Enjoyable.
But yeah, Jamie Lee Curtis returns as her character. I think it takes place like 20-some years after the original, so she's going to be an adult. And she's, I think, confronted with him again.
Well, obviously she's an adult.
Well, I know, but like... They're not going to, do the de-aging thing that's been real popular lately.
But, so it's only going to be 20 years after the original?
Or something like, I don't remember exactly what the time frame was, but you could, because in the movie, her character was...
She was in high school.
But she was probably like 18, like you're probably guessing she's probably about 18, so even if you go 20 years, 38... I guess Jamie Lee Curtis, that'd be really...
Yeah, no, they're probably doing it modern times, but they might keep, I don't know, I don't know. Make it look timeless in a way, maybe, in the movie.
Didn't Rob Zombie do...
Yeah,
he did two Halloween movies. Very different. He totally redid his backstory, and like those are their own thing.
Separate.
Like, I don't know John Carpenter's stance on those ones, to be honest.
He does not like them.
He doesn't like them. I wouldn't think so, because he's not...
They're not in his
style. He does not do gore. He's not a gory guy. He
Rob Zombie them.
Yeah, he did.
Very Rob Zombie them.
Holy cow. When I watched that first one, I was like, my God, that's a lot of blood.
Not...
But yeah. Definitely were not as good as the original.
Well, yeah.
Not good movies.
So I'm excited about this because they're going with Blumhouse Productions. So they're going a small budget horror movie.
Who has great track record.
Yeah.
I mean,
So they're going back to the roots of the original, what made it scary.
John Carpenter's an executive producer.
Yeah.
Might even score it.
So I'm excited.
And what? Say
Go
it.
ahead.
No, say it.
No, you go ahead first.
Okay. Well, I'm excited because two of my favorite people in Hollywood are writing this script. And that would be Danny McBride and David Gordon Green. Danny McBride, everybody should know, is Red from Pineapple Express. He's in Tropic Thunder. He's the pyrotechnic kind of guy or explosions guy. Kenny Powers from Eastbound and Down. Himself in This Is the End, which is pretty fantastic. Anyway, David Gordon Green is the guy who directed movies such as Pineapple Express, The Green Hornet, the Seth Rogen one.
Yeah.
Oh, God. He's got a whole handful of those kind of movies. And David Gordon Green's also going to direct it. So I think...
Oh, he is directing?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
So I think it'll do well because both of those guys are definitely... They are not going to fuck up John Carpenter's shit because I assume they both have an incredibly rich respect for that man, being as they're both fucking film cinema nerds.
Yeah.
And look at Danny McBride, dude. Got to star in a Ridley Scott film. He got to be in an Alien franchise. And now he's getting to write a John Carpenter movie.
So
who'd have thought Kenny fucking Powers would be doing this?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm excited. The original Halloween is one of my favorite horror movies. So
it's probably my favorite. It's just so creepy.
Yeah, it's great. I know you're not the biggest fan, but you just don't like slasher movies. You're more about the supernatural horror.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you gotta respect the original for still being... It's got a creepy vibe to it.
Well, yeah.
Mike Myers seems pretty supernatural to me.
Well, in the original, the idea is, since he just escaped a mental hospital, he is so just like completely numb on medication. That's why he's able to just basically go through all of that crazy...
Yeah, but that takes place over what, like...
It only takes place on Halloween. He escapes, I believe, a night or maybe 2 nights before Halloween.
That's what I'm saying, because he definitely stalks her for like... I think, so it's like 2-3 days. Okay.
Just like 2 days, yeah.
Yeah, alright.
Yeah.
Alright.
So, but yeah, there was also
I'll buy
just
it.
a supernatural vibe where he is just like...
Unkillable.
Pure evil.
He got
So.
shot like 6 times and fell out of a goddamn balcony and then ran away.
It doesn't go to the extent that, like, The Curse of Michael Myers, I think that's the 6th one with, I think Paul Rudd's in that movie. But he's basically a member of this weird cult, and it's a weird movie. I've seen all the Halloween movies.
I have too, and I regret it.
Yeah.
Except, okay, no, I like H2O and Resurrection for selfish reasons.
H2O is pretty good.
It's okay.
For being from the 90s.
Well, I mean, for being a Josh Hartnett vehicle, because let's just say, I don't know what.
LL Cool J's in that movie.
He is. He's the security guard.
Halloween 3. That's the one with
Oh.
like the masks.
Yeah, but that one doesn't have to do with
No.
the main.
Oh, and that's
It
with the little
doesn't.
kids.
Yeah,
It's completely different. But I'm just saying, like.
As far as the extendeds go, like that's not a terrible one.
The first 2 are, I would say, the actual good Michael Myers ones.
Yeah.
So.
Definitely.
All right. Yeah, I almost forgot about that news. See, good thing you have notes, Gozie.
I know. Professionalism.
Professionalism.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So I think that's it for general news.
General news?
Yeah.
General? General?
What's wrong?
Is that a word?
I don't know. I just made the G sound like a J. So,
You
right?
made it sound like an H.
Hey, whatever.
Do you not
Put
know
it in
your
the fuck it
alphabet?
bucket and let's continue. Movie Weirdos here with
Top 5 battle.
Top 5 Battle!
Top 5 battle. With our special guest, Brittany, again. What is our top 5 battle of the week?
Pixar!
Pixar movies. The great animation super powerhouse, formerly of Lucasfilm, branched off, formerly of Disney, branched off, became their own crazy thing. Pixar. Now back into Disney.
I was just about to say, yep, and they had to go back because it's hard to be on your own.
Yeah, it is. So, yeah.
It's hard to be an adult in the filmmaking world.
If you haven't seen our show before, this is the portion of our show where we just do a top 5, and
We call it a battle, but really, we haven't battled
we
yet.
haven't battled yet.
We've been really friendly, so maybe this will be the first time
We battle!
we battle.
Alright,
This is also a lot better category than 90s movies.
that was hard.
That was fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Because you can't pick a decade,
There's a
because
lot
do you
of
know how
movies.
many great
A lot of
movies came
movies.
out in the 90s? A lot.
A lot of movies.
This was a very short list.
Yeah.
Pixar movies.
Yeah, well, we narrowed it down to, I think, a good category. So
Yeah,
I
'cause I think
guess
there's, like 20 movies total? 15 movies total?
maybe
It's like
20.
16, 7.
Maybe
Oh, no,
20.
no, no.
Maybe
Yeah,
20.
because there's 3 cars.
Yeah, you got to think of all the sequels.
3 total.
But I guess who wants to start this bad boy off?
Ladies first.
Ladies first, our
Am I
special
doing
guest.
My wife.
Yes. Yeah, you gotta go. Yeah, that would ruin it. What is your number 5?
Just your number 5.
The Incredibles.
Wow.
That's my
The
number
Incredibles.
Number 5.
My
What?
list is probably going to be very different from you guys.
Why is it your number 5?
Well, I mean, I like it. It's just I don't like it as much as my other 4. So that's why it's number 5.
Well, fine.
But I don't know. I think it is slightly underrated for some people. A lot of people don't talk about it. Don't give me that look. It is not
That's
talked
not
about.
my experience. My experience is that's like the most loved one outside of Toy Story and Finding Nemo.
Yeah, and you could name more, but maybe. But I would feel like The Incredibles.
I feel like people have been bitching for a second Incredible since the day it came out.
It's
And it's
supposed to
finally going to
finally
come
happening.
out. But like that's one where people have been like pressing for forever and they just won't do it for some reason.
They're working on it currently.
Probably can't get the talent.
Because I saw something with the composer Michael Giacchino,
Michael Giacchino.
because he is working, close with Brad Bird to make this, because the first Incredibles had a kind of crazy score you wouldn't expect. It's kind of like a weird kind of like, kind of had a '60s spy vibe to it, mixed with, I don't know, it was interesting.
Yeah.
Wasn't it set in like the...
I don't think so.
No, they never say what time period.
I think it's an older time period though.
It-
In the Pixar universe, it's definitely,
It seems like it, yeah.
I think.
And everything. I feel like
Damn, this would have been a good... We should have looked into the Pixar theory and talked about that during this, but that's beside the point.
I don't know what the Pixar theory is. We'll get into it later.
Yeah.
All right. So that was your number 5.
Yes.
I'll go with my number 5 now. I'm going Monsters Inc., which I think
That's another, I guess, favorite of people's.
it's just a fun movie. It's got a really interesting idea of scaring little kids to basically power factories. So, and I feel like all the monsters are really lovable and funny. And that little girl's pretty awesome. And, how can
I've
you
never
not like
seen
them?
the full movie.
You've never seen all of Monsters, Inc.?
That's why it's not on my list, because I haven't seen it.
It's good. It's good.
No, it's one,
The
my
sequel,
list.
Monsters University,
probably not as good.
was okay.
No.
It was okay.
Because John Goodman's
Good, but
the big guy, isn't he?
He's, because it's what, Mike and Scully?
Yeah, Scully.
So Scully is
Big guy, isn't it?
I think
Because
so.
Mike is like Billy
Mike's-
Crystal.
Yeah, Billy Crystal, the little green Cyclops
Mhm.
guy. Okay. But yeah, that's my number 5. What's yours?
I have 2 number 5s.
What?
It's cheating.
Can't
No,
be that.
it's not. No, because I have.
cheating.
That's doing like.
I have a reason. Because I don't feel like my actual number 5 is actually good enough in the scope of Pixar movies to even be on my top 5. So I have my personal top 5 that's purely driven by nostalgia, and then I have my top 5 from what I've seen
That's like doing
recently.
decimal points.
Shut up.
Yeah, you were judging us for our
This is a
rating
top
system.
5 battle. I'm battling you guys right now.
All right. Let's see what you got. Bring it at us, fool.
So the nostalgic answer
I think I
is
know
A
what you're
Bug's
doing,
Life.
Yeah.
Because I'm a beautiful butterfly. And the poo-poo platter, just like, it's got a bunch of great stuff in it.
I like the roly-polies.
The roly-polies running around. Aren't they like Russian or something?
Yeah, they're like
Some
because
weird
they're like
outfit,
gymnasts or something.
And then my, I guess what you would call real number 5 would be Up. Because it made me cry.
No, yeah.
It's sad. It's really sad.
First 10 minutes of that movie, you're like, oh man, I did not expect that. It was brutal.
Yeah.
And then the fucking dog and fat kid come along and just brighten your day.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome. Okay.
I don't know. My favorite part of that movie was the bird.
Oh, the dodo or whatever.
I don't know what.
Whatever
It's
the
like
hell
a
it was
dodo,
called. It's like
but
a
yeah.
dodo. It's not a dodo, but yeah.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Yeah, that bird.
Oh, and then
looked real good in
the
that
mean
movie.
dog too, with its high pitched little voice.
Yeah.
That was also really awesome.
Yeah.
It's a good one. That probably should have been higher up on my list. Oh well.
It's cheating.
It's not.
Two top 5s? Cheating.
No, I have
This isn't-
one top 5.
This
I
is
just
not
have 2
top
number
6
5s.
battles. It is top 5 battles.
That's why I said I have 2 number 5s, because it's not a top 6 battle.
What's your number 4?
Fucking rookie.
A Bug's Life.
A Bug's Life. All right.
It's a little high. Above The Incredibles, I don't know about that.
That is my personal opinion. You can shove it up your fucking bucket.
She's bringing the battle. Top
I
5
don't
battles.
know. I don't know if I like using that phrase that way. Because what's my fuck it bucket?
I don't know.
What's your number 4?
My number 4 is what your real number 5 was. Up.
See, you got it. It's like a A side and a B side of an album.
No.
Well, no, but
Yeah, it is.
I'm going with Up Here because
Up Here. What's that?
I mean up here in this area of my
Aha.
list. In this area of my list because it was following what I thought was the perfect area of, I feel like Pixar was hitting movies like none other during this time. And here came this movie. You saw the preview, you're like, what is this movie?
Well, because it was ever just the house floating around with balloons.
Yeah,
Yeah.
people weren't expecting much. And then you saw this movie, and it was so much better than I thought it was going to be. And it was just a really good original story. The old guy was awesome. The kid was awesome. They, bonded, and it was amazing. Yeah, Up's a great movie.
It is.
It is.
It's a really good one.
What's your number 4?
The Incredibles.
The Incredibles. Okay.
In its rightful spot at number 4.
We'll see about that.
Because one spot is such a big difference.
It's not a half a spot.
It
Or
was
a
because
quarter
you
of
had
a
2
spot.
number 5s. But
2 sides to a coin.
Why do you have it at number 4?
Because I needed a movie to go at number 4, and it's the one I picked out of all the others. My other number 4 that I had thought about picking was
Really?
Ratatouille, but I didn't.
My goodness.
It's an honorable mention for me.
Yeah. Cheating at top 5 battles.
How am I cheating?
Cheating.
It's
The
cheating.
Incredibles is number 4.
All right. What is your number 3?
Finding Nemo.
Finding Nemo. Okay.
So, classic. And I know
Not classic enough to be number 2 or 1.
Gets Jake is not a huge fan, I know.
What?
Because
we'll get into that.
It does get a lot of
I guess I might as well talk about it now.
Wait, why?
Is
it
on
your
there?
number 3 also?
Well, no.
Oh, it's not on your
well,
top
then
5.
you don't need to talk about it. It's not on your top 5. This is top 5 battles. You guys are cheating.
Yeah, you dirty cheater.
But I want to talk about why. Why is it so great? I feel like it's the most.
There are a lot of great moments.
I feel like it is the most overrated Pixar movie. People love that movie, and I saw it, and I'm like, it's okay.
Not overrated. Maybe overhyped. Not overrated. Big difference.
Yeah.
Big difference. Because if it was overrated, it would actually be a piece of shit that people trick themselves into liking. Overhyped means it was a good movie, but it like a good song, when the radio plays it 4 times an hour for a year, somebody's not that great of a song anymore. Because it got overhyped, overplayed. That's what I think probably happened to Finding Nemo for you.
Yeah, and I guess it came out where I wasn't that excited about Pixar movies because I was in like 6th or 7th grade.
See, my mom adored that movie, so I ended up seeing it a lot.
Okay. My number 3 is one that you guys have already had on your list, and that is The Incredibles.
Too high.
Too high? See, I like it because, I'm a big fan of superheroes, and I feel like it is basically the Fantastic Four in like animated form, and I feel like it's like the perfect team up superhero spy movie extravaganza. It's awesome.
And it's only number 3.
Number 3, because there's some big ones that are coming up.
Some big ones.
Some big ones.
Well, Finding Nemo's not on there, so I don't know what you're doing.
I just like the premise of The Incredibles. They were a bunch of superheroes. They outlawed superheroes, so now you have this overweight, fat superhero, and then he's like he's addicted to being a superhero, so he's got to go out in secret behind his family's back and do it. It's interesting. Yeah. What is your number 3?
I'm going with one of my favorites, but not favorite enough to be higher than 3. WALL-E! Visually, it is stunning. And then WALL-E and Ava just make me feel all warm and fuzzy inside. And then I get really sad at parts. And then there's his little cockroach friend that's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
And then all the giant fat people are hilarious because they're just floating around in chairs. It's just a lot of great stuff. Oh dear God. Oh, and then what's his name? What is that actor's name?
Oh, that guy that does the captain's voice?
No, it doesn't do the voice, but he's actually he's the only actual human shown in the movie because he does the video.
The owner of the basically Costco-like place.
Yes. But he gives a really terrible speech.
I forget his name, but he's in tons of movies.
And TV shows.
TV shows.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember his name.
But yeah, WALL-E.
Yeah. All right. What is your number 2?
WALL-E.
WALL-E. All right.
So,
it's a great movie.
It is a good movie.
It really is.
Yeah, I like the just significance of the fat people because that's just where we're going.
Yeah. Everything will be automated to where you won't have to do anything but just sit around and eat, and you'll have everything at your fingertips.
Yep.
And then it doesn't help that they were in space, so it made the bones shrink.
And I am a plant lover and earth lover, so...
Yeah. All I did is save this one seed and plant a seedling, I guess.
So crazy.
Well, I'm going to shock some people. Number 2 on my list. The original Pixar movie, Toy Story.
Number 2?
Number 2. I'm gonna shock some people.
What in the fuck is your number 1?
Don't worry about it. You'll find out.
I swear to God, if you put Planes as your number 1, I'm gonna smack
It's not a real Pixar movie.
piss out of you.
I don't think it was a Disney movie.
Yeah, it wasn't on the Pixar list.
Not a Pixar movie. Disney. But it's not.
Is that your number 1, Gozie?
But Toy Story, the original, and obviously big nostalgia on Toy Story because I was a little lad, saw it in the theaters.
Yeah.
Got a bunch of. I loved the little alien guys. I had I don't know what. Some fast food must have had Toy Story toys, but I had like the crazy little green alien guy, and you'd like squeeze him, and his eyeballs would pop out or something. It was awesome.
Oh yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
So.
Take us home.
Yeah, great movie, and I think the animation for being 20, well, it came out like 1995.
Yeah.
Toy Story. So it's like 22 years old, and the animation still
Holds
holds
up.
up pretty well for being the.
Don't
They did
say it.
phenomenal.
Don't say it. The claw.
Yeah, the
Yes.
claw.
Their claw.
Yeah. And you could say that the Toy Story sequels are also awesome, but there's just so many good Pixar movies. It's hard to justify.
Oh, I know,
The
because
top 5
I
is
did
probably
almost
Toy
just
Story.
1, 2, 3 go Toy Story 1, 2, and 3 because
Third Toy Story is very sad.
yeah,
I almost got emotional.
it well, it fucked us up because we literally had just gone to college, so we were Andy to the T at that moment.
Yeah.
But B, it would have been so much sadder and would have made me feel better because then I know that nothing more could happen if they would have just burned up. Granted, that would have been the most anti-Pixar ending ever, and it would have been a very depressing month or two after. But yeah, that's about all I had to say about that.
Okay.
Or at least if the Lovo or whatever, the fuzzy, the big bear. What's
Yeah,
the bear?
I can't remember what his name is.
If he had burned up, that would have been cool. I mean,
he's
granted, he got
pretty-
tied to the front of the thing. And the trash guy in that movie, like the trash guy that has that truck, that's supposed to be Sid from the first one.
First movie. Yeah. Okay.
I think I remember that.
Yeah, Sid was terrifying. He always scared me.
Yeah.
Crazy little punk rock, just destroyed.
I don't know if he was punk rock. He just seemed like a psychopath.
Yeah.
I'm
But
gonna make you guys so mad though.
what's your number 1?
Yeah.
All right, what is?
Oh, is it my number 2 still?
Yeah, it's
Shit.
your number 2 now.
Oh, Gozie just went on a tangent. I feel like he already.
I know, I thought so too, but no. My number 2 is Finding Nemo.
I knew.
Escape. Just keep swimming. I mean, my little Finn. Nemo is voiced by Shane Botwin of Weeds. If random little tidbit fact anybody probably didn't know if you've seen that show. What else? I mean, I love Ellen DeGeneres, so she was hilarious as Dory. Sharks, the turtle, everything. It was just a great adventure through the ocean. Yeah. So Finding Nemo, that's my number 2.
Okay.
Hold on. Honorable mentions now.
Oh yeah, let's throw in some honorable mentions. Honorable mention for me that not a lot of people talk about is Ratatouille.
Yep.
I think Ratatouille is actually a really good movie.
It's a really good one.
Really good movie. Nice original story, and I don't know, I enjoyed it. Not a lot of people, I think, kind of went under the radar a little bit.
It did. It came out, I feel like, at a weird time.
Yeah.
I don't
Came
know
out
when it came
before Wall-E, I think. That was the movie before Wall-E, I believe. Or, I think so. Before they really were hitting the big Pixar
Because I think
movies.
it was probably in between, like, Wall-E and Cars.
I think so, yeah.
I'd put Cars 1 as honorable mention. I haven't seen the other two, but I like the first one.
There are 3 Cars. I forgot they made a 3rd Cars. Blows my mind.
Yeah.
Jake doesn't like cars.
No.
I like the first one. Why not?
Oh,
Yeah, Mater's pretty classic. If
Mater kind of pisses me off.
I don't know, if Mater weren't in the movie, I wouldn't like the movie. It would be a boring movie.
Yeah, I mean, I get why you say that, but at the same time, like, I figure if there wasn't Mater, there'd be some other sort of comic relief style character, which it wouldn't be the same as Mater. So I agree.
No French car.
That dude was weird with his tires.
Fine. Jake never told me that I needed to have an honorable mention, but good thing I wrote other things down.
Well, it's just anyone that's not on your top 5 that you think's worth talking about. That's, yeah.
So I wrote more than 5 down, and then I had to narrow it down. So,
okay.
I'll say Brave as my honorable mention.
Haven't seen it, but
it's not like amazing.
It's pretty, but if you believe in the Pixar universe theory, it's very important.
Okay.
Do you know about those?
No.
You've never read up on? Oh wow.
No.
Because it's all like all the Pixar movies happen in the same universe.
No, I know
so
they're connected through other these random things that show up in all the movies.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, yeah.
Okay. Anyway, Gozie. Shh.
Yeah.
So.
Go. Do it.
My number 1.
All right. Oh, number 1s. Hang on. I didn't know you were going for it yet.
Oh yeah, no honorable mentions still.
Yeah, Gozie hasn't said any honorable mentions.
I haven't gotten to say one. Well, I kind of say Cars 1, but that doesn't count.
Yeah, you totally did just say stuff.
Well, the one I was gonna say was Finding Dory, because I thought that was awesome and super depressing, though.
Why was it depressing?
No, because of like Dory's whole thing. Like it was just depressing. Yeah. How like she'd keep getting to where she needed to go, and then they weren't there, and then at the end when they were there, they were planting the little shells. Like that fucked me up because like her parents were sitting there for forever just waiting, doing the same thing every day, laying out those shit. That's depressing as shit to me. I don't know. I mean, it was great that they all got back together, but it's still super depressing.
Yeah.
I liked Finding Dory. I liked the octopus.
So you like that better than Finding Nemo?
I think I do like Finding Dory better.
Yeah.
See, I think you got fucked over by the overhype. Because did you see it after a bunch of people were like, "Oh, it's amazing"?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't see it in theaters. I saw it when it came out on the DVD.
That doesn't help when seeing a movie. There's nothing worse than an overhype of anything.
All right, now we can get to the number 1s. All right, so now number 1s, top 5 battles, Pixar movies. Brittany, go.
Monsters Inc.
Surprising number 1.
It's my number 1.
Why is it your number 1?
I just think I like the movie overall. There's nothing about the movie that I don't like. I don't like Toy Story all that much. Really. And it might be hype about that I don't like.
Because you were a little too young when Toy Story came out.
Everyone else my age likes Toy Story.
You were like 3 years old.
Well, her Pixar top 5 list was just disqualified, so.
Whatever. Yours was disqualified first because you cheated.
No.
Yeah.
No. You just said you don't like Toy Story.
There's this
That's
lady
blasphemous.
at my work that is like the receptionist.
From Monsters Inc. Gotcha. Yeah.
The receptionist? Oh, because
I
never
haven't
seen it. Anyway, she's just so negative. Oh my gosh.
So negative.
Surprising that
Downer.
Monsters Inc. I didn't know that. Yeah.
All right, well, I guess here's why Brave is so crazy, because it ties into Monsters Inc. Because in the witch's house or whatever, like the witch lady, she's got like things from basically every Pixar movie in her place. And she's got doors everywhere. Theory is she's the little girl from Monsters Inc. who found out about the magic and used the doors and it travels through time, taking things from different parts and collecting them all and Yeah. There's so much more to it, but there's the
crazy.
connection between that and Monsters, Inc.
Yeah,
Is that,
all the doors.
yeah. Well, and the little girl grew up and now lives in the
That's just crazy. Witch.
beginning of time instead of the end of time.
All right. So I guess I'll move on to my number one. I think it was hard to not pick Toy Story, but I like Wall-E better. I love Wall-E.
Wally's your number one.
Wall-E's my number one. Not only is it my number one Pixar movie, I think it's one of the best animated movies ever made.
No, definitely.
I enjoy
They
it
killed it.
because basically I enjoy, just the beginning of the movie. Just the humor and comedy. It's kind of an old style.
It's slapstick comedy because
Yeah,
there's
old
no
slapstick.
fucking
Yeah,
voices.
there's no talking, and
for
Wall-E
like 90% of the movie.
is the most likable robot. I think it's heresy for me to say, but I think he is more likable than R2-D2 as a robot. He might be my favorite movie robot, Wall-E.
That's because R2-D2 can be a bit of a dick sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, he's a little temperamental and does stupid shit sometimes, whereas, like, Wally is just a lovable idiot
Yeah,
who
and
collects
Wally
shit.
has more of a personality.
I can just all the he watches the the songs that play and how he collects all of his stuff. Like I just fell for that robot, and I don't know, Wall-E amazed me when it came out. I saw it twice in theaters.
I didn't see it till long after it was out of theaters.
Yeah, I saw it twice. I saw it the first time and I was blown away. So I'm like, I think the second time I went by myself.
I got caught up in that hype train. People were talking about it too much, so I said, fuck that movie. And then when I saw it,
Right.
I wish I could speak about when I saw it, but I don't. We're not going into that.
What is your
Number one is Toy Story.
Toy Story?
Hell yeah.
All right.
Are you shitting me? Like, y'all are crazy.
It was my number 2.
But it's a unanimous number one.
Was not
Doesn't
even on
have
my
to be.
top 5.
Okay, well, in the comments below, show these folks. Husband and wife. That didn't work at all. I tried to do the my wife with
My
husband,
wife.
and there's too many syllables.
Yeah, that didn't work.
That was bad.
Um,
That goes in the fuck it bucket.
Man.
Are you more of a Woody or Buzz guy? Who do you like better?
Oh, dude, I'm the piggy bank all day.
You're a piggy bank all day?
Yeah, the pig,
All right.
Mr. Ham or
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah, no, like for real, that's my dude in that movie. He's fucking hilarious.
I like the dinosaur.
Yeah. Dinosaur is
Dino,
my
he's
favorite.
pretty hilarious.
His name's just Rex, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's pretty awesome.
I also really enjoy
Slinky Dog's pretty good.
Slinky
too.
Dog's cool, but Potato Head.
Mr.
Jesus.
Potato Head, yeah.
Like, wow. Yeah, he cracks me up. He's always losing his pieces.
Mm-hmm.
Silly.
Silly.
Or like he can take his eye out and look under doors and shit. Oh, God.
Mhm.
Oh, and then he finds Mrs. Patel. So good.
A lot of
They
love.
did so good progressing that, like, how they added characters to that franchise.
I feel like, Toy Story, its sequels actually work, too, compared to a lot of other animated movies.
Yes.
They're all good movies and add to the overall Toy Story story.
It's so good.
So that was our top 5 battle of Pixar movies.
Pixar movies.
So, yes.
That was our top 5 battle. It was more battle-y than normal.
Yeah. So if you have any ideas of what we should battle in the future, let us know.
Let us know. We're the movie Weirdos, and we're going to bring you a Spotlight! Our Spotlight today is...
Daren Aronofsky.
That was a weird way to say his last name, but
Daren Aronofsky.
that's his name.
Is that better?
Yeah.
Director.
Writer and producer.
Yes. He's older than I thought. But I guess
Yeah.
it makes sense if you think about
Born in
how long he's been
'69.
making movies.
Only since '98. That's when Pi came out. I mean, yeah, that's almost 20 years now, I guess. But
So yeah,
I
that
mean,
makes sense.
we were 8.
Right out of college.
5 years after college, actually.
Okay, whatever.
He's only 48,
All right.
so he's almost
All right.
50.
All right. So Daren
He
Aronofsky.
kind of looks like a chubby Christian Bale.
bald. Like Christian Bale as Steve Jobs, maybe.
See?
Yeah, he looks different in that picture. All his mother
up
press
there,
stuff, he's wearing these weird glasses and turtleneck sweaters. Looking
Looks
like
strange.
a weird dude, yeah.
He is probably a pretty strange guy.
Oh,
But-
I betcha.
I think he's bloody brilliant. He does have a new movie out called Mother. That's why we're talking about him.
Yes.
It's not doing so hot. I haven't heard a lot of great things.
None of his movies have done good box office, though. Noah did okay. And, I guess Black Swan did really well, box office wise.
I don't think
actually.
Noah did very well. I'm
Yeah,
pretty sure
never
technically
mind.
by standards it bombed
Didn't.
because that was like $120 million.
Yeah, that's
but
true.
Like he had a huge budget.
Someone
That
gave
was
him a lot of
his
money.
studio film.
Yeah, someone gave him a lot of money for that movie.
Well, I mean, he went to the Oscars twice in a row. When the last 2 movies you made had both their actors up for
Yeah, I guess.
Oscars, and
This
you
is true.
yourself were up for them, like that's
This is true.
that's how you get shit made in Hollywood.
So
is
I
winning
guess
those statues.
Since he hasn't made a lot of movies, we'll just go briefly through each of his movies. So,
We'll start with his first one, which is, well, not technically his first, because that was a student film, but his first feature,
Yeah.
1998, we have Pi, black and white.
Black and White. I think I saw it in college.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You showed it to me.
That's right.
Uh,
It's a crazy movie.
it's a real crazy movie. I mean, basically, it's about this guy that becomes obsessed with the number pi.
Yeah, he's basically looking for the equation of life.
Yes, and he believes it's within pi.
Yeah. And he has, those super old school giant computers, if I remember.
Yeah, like super old.
Fill up a whole room computer.
And yeah, basically, he slowly descends into madness.
Madness. Crazy, just well shot,
Well shot, well paced.
Yeah.
The ending is shot very interestingly. I think, in my opinion,
Yeah.
just because
Yeah.
it's a very brutal ending.
Very brutal.
I mean, but that's kind of a theme with him.
Yeah.
He likes to smash audiences up in the face.
Yeah, most of his movies are, I would say, in the psychological
Thriller.
or psychological drama. No. So
basically, if you want to feel depressed and sad, watch an Aronofsky, a Daren movie.
yeah, every one of his movies is sad. Thinking about it. So that brings us into a sad movie, Requiem for a Dream.
Yeah, 2000. Jared Leto. I need to check this because I think this is pretty early on in his acting career. Because it would be right after he did Fight Club. Because that was in 99.
Because he started off on TV. He was a big TV
Yep.
show heartthrob guy. And I think, obviously, and this was before he branched off into music, I think.
No, he was already doing music
already doing
because,
All right.
yeah, I'm pretty sure him and his brother, I think, were already doing music.
Okay.
But I think for him, he was doing music and modeling. Modeling
Yeah.
led to
Yeah.
acting, and acting led to an Academy Award. So he's doing all right.
Doing all right. But we have Requiem for a Dream, also basically starring Jennifer Connelly in a very... This movie's brutal.
It's super brutal. Ellen Bernstein.
Yes.
Oh, she's amazing. She plays Jared Leto's mother. They have a very dysfunctional relationship. She, spoiler alert, I guess. Should we do spoilers or no?
This movie's been out for a while.
It's been out for 17 years now. I'm pretty sure.
It's been out for a while.
If you're listening to this podcast, you've probably watched enough movies in your life to have seen this movie. But yeah, she starts taking diet pills, which I'm pretty sure just all uppers. She starts losing her mind.
That's right.
To this.
Right. She's basically taking speed.
Yeah. Christopher McDonald plays this TV personality, and she's like obsessed with him.
Yeah.
It's basically like I can't think of what that show's called, but they give out prizes. She wants to be on TV with her boy. She wants to fit into the red dress.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But she, like, wow.
Yeah. So yeah, basically this movie is about addictions of all different kinds, but mostly heroin is the main one with Jared Leto and
Marlon Wayans and Jennifer Connelly.
Yeah, they all need the heroin.
Jared Leto and Jennifer Connelly are a couple. And I mean they're not doing great when it starts, but they're not doing bad. And then
by the end they're doing real bad.
Jared Leto and Marlon Wayans start I think they just start with selling weed and coke or something, and then eventually they get into selling heroin, and then they try the heroin because Marlon Wayans is like, I believe it's his character, we need to try it to see how much to charge for it. Like, how do we know how much to divvy it up if we don't know how powerful it is? Well, anyways, that was a slippery slope that they fell down. They become hooked. Jared Leto bursts a vein in his arm, keeps shooting it up.
Gets infected.
They eventually need to go to Florida because junkie fashion, they fuck all their shit up. They get caught in the South with drugs on them, go to jail. Jared Leto loses his fucking arm. Marlon Wayans is crying. Jennifer Connelly's going to these weird orgy sex party things.
To get more heroin.
And then it basically just ends. There is... you are...
Yeah, it's a depressing movie.
When you finish this movie, you will go, wow. I'm depressed. Yeah. You could be the happiest person in the world. This movie will make you super sad.
The scene with the refrigerator is crazy in that movie.
Ellen Bernstein, man, she fucking kills it in that scene because she's twacking out.
Yeah.
And when she buys that giant-ass TV... Or no, he buys that for her.
That's right.
Because he keeps pawning her other one.
Yeah, that's right. Okay.
Which, she's actually a good person to talk about and end talking about that movie on. So are we done talking about Requiem? Yeah. We did good.
Move on.
We have the next one, which is The Fountain.
The Fountain.
Which she was also in.
Okay.
Much smaller part, but she was in it.
Because basically, The Fountain, I would say...
Another super depressing movie.
Very depressing, but I would say...
More so sad, not in a, wow, those junkies fucked up their life.
Yeah, it's more of a, it's a love story through multiple timelines. I would probably say... I enjoy it the most out of all of Daren Aronofsky's movies.
Hugh Jackman gives a phenomenal performance in this movie.
He's great. The main lady's really Rachel Weisz.
Rachel Weisz, yeah. She's also really great in it.
It's just an interesting idea, following him as a conquistador, following him in present time, and then following him as some crazy space, guy who transcended. I don't know how you would describe that exactly. He's traveling through space to that, going to that nebula. It's crazy. Crazy movie.
Super crazy.
Yeah. Great visuals. I would say visually, some of the shots with him going through the nebula and stuff is some of the craziest, trippy, visual, intense things.
Because, that whole, when it's the one where he's traveling through space, that's Daren Aronofsky did well with the space traveling shooting. Like,
Yeah.
it looked dope.
Looked good. Because I think he used a lot of, kind of similar to what they used with 2001: A Space Odyssey. They used a lot of practical effects to make, I think, like weird liquid mixed with stuff makes.
Yeah, liquid and ink and all that shit, like making weird little blobs and.
Yeah. So yeah, it looks good.
Oh, it's dope.
For probably a pretty small budget for the movie. Bigger budget because studios were starting to notice him at this point. Obviously, after making Requiem for a Dream.
Yeah, budget was 35 mil.
Yeah, so pretty good.
Yeah, but it bombed.
Oh yeah.
It only made 10 mil.
Yeah.
3.7 on opening week.
Well, yeah, I didn't see it until later. So, but I think so.
Which, hold on, I want to go back real quick and look at what was Requiem. That cost 4.5 mil to make, and it only made 3.6.
Yeah, but it's probably made more now, maybe on DVD, because that movie kind of
it's got a cult following.
It's got a cult following
for sure.
Where,
which
The Fountain is be a hard movie to market, and I don't think most people understood what was going on in the movie.
Not at all. I mean, it's what is that Tom Hanks movie where he and his lady are traveling like multiple timelines? Is that Cloud Atlas?
Cloud Atlas, yeah.
So I'd say it'd be somewhat in the vein of that.
Yeah, basically, it takes these ideas of reincarnation and kind of these far out kind of ideas with the whole future and stuff. So, not a movie for everyone. But I would say he's not a director for everyone. So
he's not. That's very true.
Yeah. So after The Fountain,
we have the Mickey Rourke-led The Wrestler.
Yeah. Another very depressing movie.
One I have not seen.
And, this movie probably was depressing for me because I was a big wrestling fan. So seeing this movie, you're like, yeah, he is a washed up wrestler and they live terrible lives because they're hardly making any money.
They make no money.
Their bodies are completely thrown out. Yeah, they're basically living in a car, traveling just to do these shows, and they just get paid squat. Marissa Tomei's in this movie. And, yeah, obviously, it's a great movie. Mickey Rourke was nominated for an Oscar. Lost it, but...
Who did we say he lost it to?
Sean Penn.
Sean Penn for Milk, that's right.
And just, yeah, because he was the Ram in this movie. And, you wanted him to do well in this movie. You cheered him on, but just couldn't get his stuff.
This was not in his plans.
Yeah, there's a scene of him where he has to go work at a deli, and
I've seen that part.
He cuts up his hand real bad.
And then he just fucking wraps it and keeps going. That one he did well.
Yeah.
Estimated around 6 mil. After Worldwide was taken in, they made 31.5 on it. So
because I'm guessing because a lot of the wrestling fan base saw that movie because they went out and supported it and dug it because they understood the life of a wrestler basically. So
and it seemed like it was told well.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Very well. But yeah, then moving on.
That's going to lead us to our next one. This is his biggest hit of them all, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, we'll find out after we do the one after this, but I think this is his biggest one. This is Natalie Portman, Mila Kunis led.
Black Swan.
Haven't seen it.
You haven't seen it?
He has.
I've seen it. I
need to see it.
I got to think for a second because I haven't seen it since it came out a while ago. It's been 7 years.
Because are you trying to tell what basically is going on?
You don't know what is going on in this movie while you watch it, so I don't think any sort of plot really helps you. But it's basically, Natalie Portman's a ballerina, and ballerina's life, terrible life. You basically break down your body. It's psychologically just troubling because you go through all this time training and stuff, and it's you can hardly eat because you have to
Can't do
be
nothing.
can't do anything. Terrible life ballerina. And Natalie Portman starts losing her mind in this movie. Starts thinking she's turning into a swan. Things get crazy. Mila Kunis, I can't even remember all that happens in this movie. Obviously, they get like romantically linked together, but I don't know if I want to give spoilers or not.
Don't, 'cause I haven't seen it.
Yeah,
So
I'll stay away from the spoilers. But all you need to know is Natalie Portman's crazy in this movie, and she's very self-destructive, I guess I will say. So, basically, you could say that all of Darren Aronofsky's movies kind of have a general theme of self-destructive behavior, obviously leading to deep psychological trauma, is what I would take away from most of his movies.
Yeah.
So I don't know what happened to this guy to write such crazy movies, but it's interesting. And then obviously that
yeah, he did. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a very intelligent guy.
Yeah, he is.
So maybe things are messed up in his brain. I don't know.
Crafts these crazy stuff. Well, he didn't even. I guess he doesn't craft these stories because he's only written three of the movies he's
Oh, he has. Okay.
directed.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Well, I mean, let me rephrase that. That's a lie.
Did you write the?
5 movies.
Did he write The Fountain?
Yeah, he wrote
Okay.
The Fountain, Noah, Mother. He wrote the screenplay for Requiem for a Dream because that's based off of a book.
Okay.
And then he wrote Pi.
Gotcha. So he didn't write Black Swan.
No, that was written by Mark Hyman and then like 3 other people.
Okay.
This, I say though, is probably his biggest hit because it was about $13 million to make, and worldwide it made $328.152327 million.
Oh yeah. So obviously.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because there wasn't much to the budget of that movie. Think about it. They didn't have to do any crazy effects. Like, yeah.
Oof.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, I'd recommend checking it out because it's definitely a brain just like mind-bending movie for sure. But more, very much more on the thriller side.
Damn.
So, and then obviously this movie got him a lot of notice with
The studios,
even bigger studios.
2 movies with Academy-style attention because pretty sure Portman won
I think so.
an Oscar for her
Best
acting in
Actress.
that. So,
I believe so.
hey.
Yeah.
I love Natalie Portman. She's awesome.
But yeah. So then he got Noah.
Got Noah with crazy Russell Crowe, and Jennifer Connelly came back.
Yeah.
I mean, also, you got Anthony Hopkins, Emma Watson.
Yeah, big cast.
That's crazy.
Big cast.
Nick Nolte.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so from the start, he said it was an epic fantasy. It's not well reviewed because some people did not enjoy the fact that he called this Bible story a giant fantasy.
Yeah.
I think it's basically what it was. But monetarily speaking, it did not do as bad as I thought it did.
No,
at all. Because it definitely was a success by money standards.
By money standards, yeah. Because it did get people to see it on name solely.
Yeah,
being
no,
a
for
religious
sure.
movie.
Well, and I mean the previews is like Noah. It's like a Noah dude and he's building a ship. Like, oh, I wonder what he's doing.
Yeah, you don't really know what goes on. Noah basically losing his mind in this movie.
Yeah, it's basically, in my opinion, it's him being like, yeah, Noah was just this crazy schizophrenic dude who built a giant boat.
I don't know. I haven't seen it, so.
Me either. Another one. Need to check it out.
Yeah.
But yeah, that budget was $125 million. I
Well,
think that even went. Oh, I think you went over that too.
Because I think they built an actual ark.
Yeah, like that giant ass boat. I'm pretty sure they built that giant ass thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, it grossed $359 worldwide, so
Okay.
would be considered a success if I'm not.
Because a lot of his
mistaken.
movies have religious themes. Obviously, Noah, The Fountain had some religious themes, and then that leads into his latest movie, Mother, who
Mother.
quite a bit religious themes from just the general things I was reading. I didn't read anything too spoilery about it, but
Yeah,
I got the general gist of what is going on.
And by like the way people tell me about the movie, I feel like it would be better if Glenn Danzig was in it, just shouting "Mother" the whole time. Mother! Like every time she turns around, it's not Javier Bardem. It
does have an
fucking
exclamation point in the title of the movie.
It does.
So
Oh man, we should make a little clip of like some crazy scene in there, and instead of Javier Bardem torturing her, it's just it'll go from her face to Glenn Danzig, Mother, and then Jennifer Lawrence being all scared when she's walking, Mother. It'd be terrible, but I'd watch it. Yeah, so Mother, he's working with. He's got quite the cast. I mean, you got Jennifer Lawrence. That's an Academy Award winner. You got Javier Bardem, who is just
another Academy Award.
Yep, another Academy Award winner. He's just fucking awesome. You got Ed Harris, who is awesome and
He might have an award.
Does he have one?
I don't know. He's been.
You got Michelle Pfeiffer though.
Yeah.
You got Catwoman up in this bitch. No, he's been nominated 4 times though.
I can see it. Okay.
For Apollo 13, Truman Show, Pollock, and Best the Hours. Damn, you didn't get Pollock? That sucks.
But yeah. Daren Aronofsky, he makes crazy movies. Continues to make crazy movies.
And he scored a lady out of this one, so.
Yeah, So I guess good
news
for him.
That's kind of crazy.
Maybe
they got a 20-year gap.
Maybe he'll get happy and his next movie will be a romantic comedy.
No. Doubt it.
Animated movie, He's gonna do the next Care Bears.
That's like
next Care Bears.
No,
movie.
he's gonna do like a Fantastic Fox, but it'll be he'll get shot or ate by like a hunting dog or something. Like it'll just be something fucked up.
Some crazy stop motion.
Some really not good thing.
No.
Yeah, that movie's bombing right now though.
Okay.
That was a $33 million budget.
Yeah.
Which that must just be like. I guess I haven't seen it, so I don't know what. But I feel like if it's just within that house, like how the hell was it so expensive?
I think there's some effects and stuff that they do in it, and obviously they had to pay Jennifer Lawrence. So
well, I know all that, but
she's probably not cheap to get in a movie now.
That's what I always wondered though about these movies. Like in the budget, does that include?
I think that includes all the
salaries because
I'm pretty sure.
I feel like with what was Black Swan's budget? 13 mil. I don't think you're getting Natalie Portman, Mila Kunis, and Winona Ryder, and then the rest of these people.
Natalie Portman's done a lot of pretty small indie movies, though.
That's true.
She doesn't need money. She did Star Wars. She was good for a while. So, yeah, Daren Aronofsky. Those are a brief spotlight on him.
Oh, but we should mention Natalie Portman movie Jackie, where she played Jackie Kennedy, produced by Sir Daren. And The Fighter, starring Mark Wahlberg and Christian Bale, he was an executive producer.
Okay.
And the last little tidbit of fun information that we'll end on, in light of a new Batman movie coming at some point.
That's right.
back before Mr. Nolan took over and gave us the Dark Knight trilogy that I'd say overall people love. Daren Aronofsky was in for it, and he wanted to go down the route of initially the Frank Miller cartoon, or comic, I mean.
Yeah, Clint Eastwood.
And he wanted Clint Eastwood as old Batman.
Yeah.
That would have been crazy. But that got scrapped, so then he tried to do a Batman 1 or Year 1?
Year 1, basically.
And it was going to be, he was going to take it back in time. It was going to be non-canon.
It was going to be like the 70s, wasn't it?
Yep. And it was going to be a Noirish style film where Batman was going to have lost his parents like he did, but then he was going to lose all his money. He was going to be homeless. And he wanted the Batmobile to be a Lincoln Continental with like...
just basically rigged up and...
all rigged up. Like, it would have been the most...
Batman would have had a hodgepodge looking suit.
Ridiculous ass
Hobo Batman.
movie, but I bet you it would have been dark as hell, because that would have been probably right after, Requiem? Or right after The Fountain.
It was after Requiem for a Dream, I believe. That's where they wanted him to direct it, I think. Because they were looking pretty early on Batman, because I think not too long after Batman and Robin, they were already thinking about making another one, and then obviously they were like,
well, yeah, when that bombed, they were like, we need to get this.
They're like, we got to start over.
Yeah, because I guess that came out in 2005, so yeah, that would have had to have been right after.
Yeah. So no.
Damn.
Yeah, they were going through a lot of Batman pitches at the time. I know they were recording like a Batman Beyond type idea.
That'd be cool.
A whole bunch of different stuff. So they were just like, we just have to get a Batman movie made. But they, wanted an origin story and probably thought Christopher Nolan's pitch might have been a little more not so crazy.
Family friendly, like kids.
Yeah, family friendly.
We can sell some toys.
Yeah. Not necessarily. Yeah. Those Batman movies, I don't know how well they sold toys, but
probably really well, because I think that Batmobile, I've seen that thing a lot.
Pretty sweet.
And I mean, there's a whole aisle full of like half of it's Batman, half of it's Superman, then the other side is Marvel. Like,
they still sell a lot of Batman toys.
Hell yeah, it's Batman.
Yeah, that's true.
And really, the only reason I found that out was because of the new Joker origin movie. Because Daren Aronofsky says that having heard the rumors of how that story is going to go, he feels very much like they're kind of taking what his idea was. And he's not upset.
He's just like, cool.
He thinks it's cool. He's excited because he just thinks it's cool that he has the hindsight to realize that he was ahead of his time in that story. I bet you if that same pitch could happen now, he'd probably be closer to making it. But yeah, Daren Aronofsky's Spotlight.
Yeah, there's a Spotlight.
It's Spotlight.
Spotlight.
That's Spotlight.
Spotlight. Spotlight.
Spotlight.
Spotlight.
Ah!
Yeah, and I think that's it for our show.
Yeah.
That's for our show.
That's how we're gonna end it.
Yeah. We'll just end it, just like Daren Aronofsky movie. We'll leave you sad, depressed, and we're just gonna turn it off. No, we won't.
We won't, because in the comments below, let us know who you'd like to see spotlighted.
Yeah.
And let us know if you'd like what kind of facts you would want to know about those people. Yeah. Because we can do more than just movie facts. We can actually delve into other things about these people.
If you want. Or if you just hate us, you don't have to watch this. You can watch something else.
You can watch our top 5 battle instead.
Yeah, pretty good one.
Or you could watch our box office review.
Yeah. A lot of news.
Or our coming soon news.
We talk about a lot of stuff for the movie Weirdos.
We got a review of it.
Yeah, lots of stuff coming at you. Lots of stuff. Action packed.
It's good stuff.
Good stuff.
Good stuff.
Yeah. But yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
We're the movie Weirdos.
We've said that's it.
We've got Facebook now and a Twitter.
A Twitter.
No Instagram. I don't know how that stuff works.